Good morning, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Morning Coffee with Kevin. I'm your host, Kevin Peterson. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I see our numbers are up here on YouTube. I am very excited about that. I'm hoping that a lot of these new subscribers are really, in all reality, some of our old listeners from the previous platform. That would really make me happy. There was a lot of people that supported the show when we were on Buzzsprout platform, and I'm hoping that the majority of those people cared enough about the show to follow us over to YouTube. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, what's new? What's new, everybody? I am sitting here this morning having my cup of coffee, and you know what? I'm trying something new. This is a mail order coffee, and I've got to tell you folks about this because it's just absolutely delicious. This coffee is delicious, and it is a coffee concentrate. And you get it through mail order, and it's called Jot, J-O-T. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. If you haven't, look it up. This stuff is amazing. It is highly concentrated. It takes just a few drops of concentrate to make a nice hot cup of coffee. This is not instant coffee, by the way. I've had people ask, is this instant coffee? No, it is not. It is a coffee concentrate in liquid form, and you add very little to 8 ounces of either cold or hot water, and it makes a delicious cup of coffee, whether you're adding cream or you're maybe going to make a specialty drink. This stuff is just amazing, and it is out of Colorado. It is called Jot. J-O-T, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's amazing. You guys have got to try it. That's what I'm drinking this morning. And it, like I said, it's just delicious. A wonderful cup of coffee. So anyways, I hope everybody is getting a good start to their morning. I hope everybody has had their first cup of coffee and is waking up and getting a good start to their day. So what's new? What's new? Okay, let's get right into this. I wanted to tell you about the coffee because it's just so good. I just want to share it with everybody. But to get into what's new, I want to talk about what's been going on here at Manila Dawn Productions. And when I say Manila Dawn Productions, I am referring to Manila Dawn Records and Manila Dawn Films. We have been so very blessed in the short time that we have been in 2024. And I have currently met and I am working with a film producer who basically was just telling me I need somebody who can assist me in producing some films. And I said, well, you came to the right place. This is what I do. I mean, I have a film production company, and this is what we're doing. And so we got together and we had some discussions, and we're currently working on putting together some shorts. Now, if you have followed the Manila Dawn Records and Film YouTube channel, then you know that I have produced quite a bit of lengthy films in the last year. And don't worry, I'm going to be back this year with some more films. I am looking at possibly somewhere around 35, 40 new films for this year. I don't know exactly when the first new film is going to go up. We are currently working on a documentary for the Fugitive Band. And this is something that I really wanted to do for a long time, and we had begun production on it. And then everything just kind of fell through, and the whole project just had to get shelved. And it was a long story, very long story. But anyways, we're working on that. So that documentary will be out sometime this year. But we are going to get back into producing probably some more of the nature films and a lot of other things. But I'm working with this new producer, this new writer, and we're working on doing some shorts. And now that is something that we have never really done before. This is something that I just, it was just kind of off the radar with me, and I just never really thought about doing shorts. But, the more I've learned and the more I've thought about this, the reality sinks in, and I start really kind of comprehending what's really going on here. And that is that shorts will probably get a lot more hits than my long play stuff that I have on my site. And so that's what me, as a film producer, and this young man that I'm working with, who I will be introducing in a upcoming podcast. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And so you can look forward to some short films, some short videos that will be coming out on the YouTube channel here in the near future. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very, very excited about that. The other thing that has been going on over here at Manila Dawn Broadcasting, and I've mentioned this in the past, we have been updating our studio, upgrading it. There's really been a lot going on over here, and I am still in the process of getting this all finished up. I mean, it really has been a long-term project, more so than I would have hoped for. I really kind of wanted to get this just done and over with, but we are working on it, and it is all coming together. So I'm very excited about that. The other thing that I wanted to mention on the show today is I wanted to talk about the local band that I was a part of forming. I was one of the founding members of this band. Just within the last couple years since COVID, and really the band was formed during the COVID period because we really had nothing else to do. But it's called Kevin Peterson's Electro Lounge, and we recorded the initial record, and we never released it. And then we recorded some more records, and we shortened the name to just Electro Lounge. And you've heard me talk about Electro Lounge in the past, but the original name of the band was Kevin Peterson's Electro Lounge. And the original direction of the band was kind of an acid jazz genre, I guess, if you will. And that record never got released, and for legal reasons. Myself and a couple of the other writers that were involved in this record, we had some issues, but we have recently straightened all that out. And, luckily for me, everything worked out in my favor. So we will be releasing here at Manila Dawn Records. We will be releasing that original recording, that debut record, which is called Kevin Peterson's Electro Lounge, and it's a jazz project. So it's kind of, like I said, an acid jazz. It's got some it's got a jazz flavor, but it also has the echoes of that psychedelic period. And so it's kind of a combination of the two genres. And actually, it's really three. I mean, you've got that classic rock feel, you've got the jazz feel, and then you've got that psychedelic feel to it. So it's really going to be an interesting record, and I'm looking forward to getting that out. Not to mention a young lady who I've been lucky enough to work with was also involved in writing for this album. And when I say this legal issue worked out in my favor, it actually worked out in my favor and in hers. So me and her are both the proud owners of this great record, and we both look forward to some residual income at some point. But anyways, that record's going to be out soon, sometime this year, probably in the next few months. I'm not exactly sure yet. We're still working on it and taking care of the mixing and the mastering and, you know, all that final touches we have to put on it before the public can hear it. So that's going on. And most of you know, I mentioned in past episodes that I had some medical problems that I was dealing with and that I was going to get back on my feet pretty quickly. And for the most part, I've been healthy. I still have some medical issues that need to be dealt with. And really, probably during this time, it really is going to slow me down as far as getting content out and just being able to, you know, live my life in a normal manner like I would want to. I mean, I'm just so focused right now on getting healthy, and if not just for myself, but, you know, for my son too. And that is really taking up a lot of my time. So I just want to say, if I miss a Monday, don't worry, folks. I will be back the following Monday. I'm going to really try to keep the podcast coming out every week on Monday, just like clockwork. But if for some reason I do miss a Monday, don't worry, I will be back. And like I said before, while you're waiting for a new podcast, check out the playlist that we have on the Morning Coffee with Kevin YouTube page here. We have all kinds of playlists on here. If you go over to the Manila Dawn Records and Films page, we have a whole bunch of playlists over there. We have some do-it-yourself projects for people that are, you know, savvy with, you know, woodworking and electronics and music and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things to keep you occupied and keep you busy until that next show comes out. But like I said, I'm really going to try not to let that happen. I do not want to miss a Monday if I don't have to. So with that being said, let's talk more about these films and what's going on this year. And like I said, I've got about 35 films in the making. Yeah, I mean, God, I can't even believe that I'm this busy, but I am. I've got about 35 films. Well, I don't know, maybe even closer to 40. There's a lot. I mean, there really is, that are going to be released this year. I mean, I'm working on them as we speak, trying to get them ready. I've met this young film producer who like I said, I'm going to be introducing on an upcoming show, and we are currently working together on doing some shorts that will be available on the Manila Dawn Records and Film YouTube page. So I'm very, very excited about that. I'm looking forward to working with him and actually getting started on some production. We're in the process right now of writing, and we really don't want to put anything out until we have about 4, maybe 5 shorts complete. So it could be another month. It could be another month and a half before those are going to be available, but they will be available soon. And I'm just really excited about that. And that's another thing that's kind of slowing me down too with production on the podcast is, we are going to start doing some film production. Oh my gosh, probably today's Tuesday. So I think probably this coming weekend, we're going to start shooting. We've got the location locked down. We've got our actors and actresses locked down. Like I said, we're in the process right now of just doing the final touches on the writing. There's really just a lot going on, folks. And I just really, it seems like I have this pattern of kind of being all over the place with the podcast, and the podcast it's never in my favor. It never works out to where I can sit down and talk to you just about one topic. There's just so many things going on, and it's just unreal. I'm just so blessed, and I'm so lucky to have all the work and all the projects, and just to know all of the incredible, talented, wonderful, beautiful people that I know and that I have the opportunity to work with. And that just makes my life so amazing. I'm just blessed to be able to do what I enjoy doing, and that is being creative. Yeah, I really do. I feel blessed. And I'm blessed that I can come to you and share my coffee and my morning with you once a week and just talk to you and see how you're doing. And I really haven't decided for sure when this is going to take place, but I'm going to eventually have the podcast structured a little differently, where I'm going to have callers that are going to call in, and we're going to talk about different subjects. And, and that's another thing that I really kind of wanted to bring up on today's show is, the podcast, and I've said this before, and I've said it a million times, that this podcast was originally put together and developed for me to have a platform to leave a message for the families, the friends, and all of the beautiful people that I work with in this industry, this creative industry that I'm in, to leave them a place to listen to a short little podcast to keep up with what's going on. And this all really kind of came about during COVID anyway. I've explained this and I've told this story before, so I'm not going to go into it again. But that was the whole purpose of having this podcast. And it's just going to need to grow, I guess, if you will. I'm a little frustrated with the way things are with the podcast right now. We're doing good. We've got a lot of listeners, but I want to expand the podcast, I guess, if you will. And I want to bring people on the show to talk about different topics. One of the things I want to do is I want to do a segment maybe once, maybe twice a month, where we do a segment called Street Talk. And I want to talk to people on the street to get their opinion of why and how things are in reality in this world today. The truth about what's really going on in this world. And I got to tell you, I never really wanted to inject politics into the podcast because that can cause problems. So I really don't want to make that the center of Street Talk, but I do want to talk to people, some people maybe that are down on their luck, find out how they got this way, if they feel this was something that was brought on by poor judgment, Was this brought on because of the economy, that sort of thing? I just kind of want to diversify the podcast a little bit, but mainly this podcast is about music, film, and production and do-it-yourself projects, and that's kind of really where I want to keep it for now. But I do want to expand. I do want to have other topics on the show, and I mentioned before also Mary Montoro, a very good friend of mine. She is going to start being on the show at least once a month. She's going to be on the show, and Mary is an extremely talented woman who knows anything and everything. She knows the ins and outs of Hollywood like nobody. This woman, she is like dynamite, man. You ask her a question, boom, there it is. I mean, she'll tell you what you want to know, whether you want the truth or not. And she knows the ins and outs like nobody. I mean, she really, really knows the ins and outs of Hollywood. So I'm looking forward to having Mary on the show. Mary, if you're listening, I love you. You are an amazing friend, and I look forward to having you on the show soon. And we're going to have to get together and have that shrimp dish that we had discussed the other day. But anyways, if you're listening, I hope you enjoy the show. Just kind of giving you a shout out. But yeah, I really do want to make some changes in the podcast this year. I don't want to keep it the way it has been. I don't want it to just be stale and become dormant and people not listening. I want to just talk about a lot of different subjects on this podcast. And I think that's probably where the direction of this podcast is eventually going to go. And I'm working slowly to get it there. So bear with me, folks. Again, the Kevin Peterson's Electro Lounge record will be out this year sometime. I'm excited about that. Just kind of a recap of that. We're working around the clock on films that will be released shortly here at Manila Dawn Records and Films. So, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Oh, excuse me. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Manila Dawn Records and Films, and follow us, and give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down, give us some reviews of the show, of the shows we have posted, and let me know what you think, so that way I know what to produce and put up there. So I'm not just, making videos that, people aren't happy with. Anyways, I know I've been all over the place today. I've had a lot on my mind. I'm going to go ahead and end the show now. But I just want to say, be good to yourself. Be good to your neighbor. Love each other. There's so much hatred in this world anymore. And I see so much sadness when I leave my studio and I go out into the world. And it's really a shame that our country has come to this, and there's so much division between people anymore, and it just breaks my heart. I just wish that we could all get along and agree to disagree, because not everybody is going to have the same outlook as the next person. But that doesn't mean you can't be friends. That doesn't mean you can't love each other. It just means that you have different opinions. And I don't know when somebody having a different opinion meant you had to hate them. It just doesn't make any sense, folks. So be good to each other. Love each other. I'll see you next week. You're listening to Morning Coffee with Kevin. I apologize for being all over the place today. Peace. I love you.